When you understand the spiritual, you can make very accurate predictions. And on my show today, we're going to make a bold political prediction. And I'm going to keep it super simple, because we're all still students of the spiritual. Something very important to understand, so that we fully understand and comprehend what unfolds in the natural. Allow me to give you two quick examples. Let me start with a real life example that is very, very close to me. It involves a family very, very close to me. Let me just leave it at that. Let me start with a real life example that is very, very close to me. It involves a family very, very close to me. Let me just leave it at that. In the 80s, a woman in the country called Kenya went into labor, and she delivered a healthy baby girl, and she started to relax, assuming that it was all over, that everything was very okay. And then, about an hour later, she was told there is actually another baby. Now, if you're listening to this and you're a woman and you've been in labor, you'll have a pretty good idea of what she felt. And 12 hours later, after the delivery of the first baby, in fact, the next day, she delivered the twin baby girl. This twin baby girl today is in her mid-30s. But all her life, she has suffered something you can predict, if you understand the spiritual. She has suffered rejection. And the seed of this rejection came at birth, because the mother was very frustrated. The mother felt bad. Where did this other baby come from? And so immediately, that newborn attracted a spirit of rejection. She is a very beautiful woman, exceptionally beautiful. I told you this is a real life story. But she still suffers rejection and the terrible consequences of rejection. Of course, I've tried very hard to help. Because prayer is powerful. But the people I'm dealing with have not even begun to understand the spiritual. And the saddest thing of all is that these things are passed on. And so her firstborn daughter suffers the same. Another quick example. This man in the office has a problem with his boss. His authority. He does everything in the office to frustrate, to oppose his boss. Of course, while being careful to keep his job. In his view, his boss is incompetent. His boss is nothing. His boss is not as intelligent as he is. And therefore, he can never respect his boss. And therefore, he has chosen to take that position of rebelling against his boss. And then at his home, something unfolds that he does not realize is directly related to his actions in the office. His firstborn son all of a sudden, from nowhere, starts being very rebellious towards him. And he wonders, this boy has always been so obedient. What happened? What changed? Whenever he's talking to his son, mdomo imefura kama mandazi ya bama. When he tells his son anything, his son seems to be opposed to it. He's silent. Yeah? He's doing everything to mask his rebellion, yeah, and remain the son of this man. But deep inside he's very rebellious. And this comes out very clearly. And even his own wife is very rebellious to him. And he wonders, what's going on? What happened to these people? What is wrong with my son? What is wrong with my better half, my wife? What's going on? He doesn't understand. And yet, he does not realize he himself is the one who sowed that seed of rebellion in his life, because he has totally ignored and probably does not understand spiritual laws. Now let's dive into politics to make our prediction. After the contested 2017 presidential elections, something happened. It was called a handshake between the authority in the country at that time, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the opposition leader, Raila Odinga. And then after that, there was a problem between the President Uhuru Kenyatta, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and his then deputy, which birthed what came to be known as Team Tanga Tanga. And it was from the seeds of Team Tanga Tanga that the ruling UDA party emerged, was formed. Now, what do you think we should expect from the UDA party, that is now the ruling party? I don't want to tell you. I want you to tell me, yeah, based on what I've said and based on spiritual laws. Now, let's get something right, because I know this question will come up. What happens when your authority is evil? What happens when your authority wants to finish you for nothing and the authority is against you? Well, I refer you back to the story of a great king of Israel, a man called David. How did David handle his authority? King Saul, who wanted to assassinate him, how did he handle him? It is all in the Holy Scriptures. Yeah, David had many chances to get rid of his enemy, who happened to be his authority, but he declined. He refused to do it, and as a result, continued suffering. And as a result, his life continued to be in danger. Why did he do this? Because he understood, King David understood spiritual laws, especially the spiritual law that has to do with how you deal with your authority, the person who is an authority over you, especially when they are evil, especially when they want to finish you, especially when the authority over you has fallen out of favor with the Almighty God. Yeah? Still, that is how you deal with the authority. Si kitu ya kuchezea chezea hivi hivi. No, it is a serious thing. And therefore, we can make a prediction today. And that prediction is that the ruling UDA party is going to have very serious rebellion problems. And we all know where the seed for that was planted. If spiritual laws are true, this must come to pass. But if they're not true, if Chris Kumekucha is just talking, then nothing will happen. There'll be no rebellion. Well, let's just wait and see what happens. Shall we? Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a like. That'll help this video gain reach. And maybe, just maybe, it will help people. Yeah, not just the political part, but the spiritual part. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.